And we are live. Welcome to, I guess, Wrestle Purist Live special early Thursday edition, hosted by myself, as usual, with Charlie. And also, we had to call in the big guns. We got Ibu, Backup Hangman in as well. Marcus, unfortunately, couldn't make it today because he's in Florida, as many of you already know. The hurricane going on. So, sending, obviously, our best wishes to him, hoping he's gritting through it. But yeah. Hope anyone in the path of
Did
what's
I freeze
going on
or did Monty freeze?
I think you froze, bro. I don't know. Charlie, you're the only one who knows.
Monty didn't freeze for me, so
there you go, Eva. Derailing me.
Good start. Wonderful start.
Trying to talk to the people, send my wishes, my best wishes to the people dealing with the hurricane,
Monty froze. I need to look to see if Charlie was moving and she was standing still. I was like,
it was like yesterday. I wish people, because nobody actually goes back and watches the media calls, like fans was, because like who would do that, But like on the media call yesterday, Tony Khan was talking about something, and then he got into like the hurricane stuff and sending his wishes, and somebody accidentally left their mic on, and you could hear like stuff ruffling around, and then like a baby screamed in the background, and it was just like it just completely derailed him, and he was like, "Can somebody please mute the mic? This is a serious thing I'm talking about." And it was...
Tony Khan said this?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's like I'm trying to talk about a serious thing, and you can just see it sounded like a fucking cat or something, But
someone should aggregate that.
Someone just aggregate it. I think Sean Ross that posted something on his Twitter. It was something like just a screenshot of the reaction of like the Fightful chat who were all on the call. Like, what was that? Like, because it was. But anyway, been derailed. Blame me, Bill. But he's early, so he's got some brownie points with the audience today, I think. But anyway, like I said, best wishes to the people dealing with the hurricane.
Yes,
but yeah, absolutely. We're here, us three, myself, Charlie, Ibu. We're going to be talking about Tuesday nights NXT, Tuesday nights AEW Dynamite, Wrestle Dream coming up this weekend. Ibu has disappeared. He's left a message in a private chat. He said, "Give me 2 seconds." He's not on the ball today, Okay, he's back. Okay. Doing a couple recaps, looking ahead at Wrestle Dream, talking about whatever stuff you guys want us to talk about. But as usual, first things first, please like, subscribe, super chat, any questions, any takes, topics, stuff like that. And we'll get through to them. Hope everyone's doing well. Fellow co-hosts, Ibu, what's going on? Appreciate you joining us on this little special Thursday for you.
Yeah, real tight window here. I Thursdays are a no-go for podcasting for me, but you gotta do what you gotta do in an emergency situation. I did the favor for the boss, so I am here. I did miss talking extensively about AEW on podcasts, so I have no problem doing that. But yeah, and if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it big. So I worked the phones this morning, Monty, as I'm prone to do. I worked the phones, tried to get things confirmed, and because I have respect for myself and my work. I can't just hear one thing from one guy and just go right to the people with it. You have to get things double checked and triple checked. You got to get things double sourced and triple sourced. Otherwise you end up getting things wrong and you look stupid. And I don't like looking stupid. So the bottom line is I'm here. I have information for you guys. I came bearing gifts. I'm excited to talk about Tuesday's Dynamite. I'm excited to talk about Wrestle Dream and look ahead to that. And I'm happy to be here. So listen, you know how it goes with me, folks. If you want to get stuff out of me, you got to pay me. Super chats, you send the money, I'll answer the questions. And I'm ready for the next 90 minutes or so. We'll see what happens to hang out with you guys.
Good stuff. Charlie, how are you doing this week?
I'm great. I have nothing to follow that. I have no information. I'm just here for the vibes and to review Dynamite and talk a little bit of NXT because I did watch both on the LNG watch along on Tuesday. So doing great.
Big business. Shout out LNG Gold. Make sure you subscribed. Give them membership money, all that good stuff. Good people over there, apparently. Anyway, I don't know what order we were going to do NXT Dynamite in, but we're not going to get to that straight away. We're going to go straight to Super Chats as we usually do. So this is your chance to get them in, as he said. Let's start with Razor 199 percentage on Cena Punk
Promo.
Cena Punk live promo on the first Netflix show. Scoops on CM Punk's 2025.
I don't have any scoops on CM Punk's 2025. There's a 100% chance that both John Cena and CM Punk will be at the Raw premiere on Netflix. That'll be in the Intuit Dome, I believe. Will it be together in a segment? I have no idea, and they don't either. It's literally at the middle of October.
Listen, the people have faith in you. You know what I mean? If you know,
they have faith in me, and look, if they knew, then
flattering. You know,
no, yeah. I'm just saying they themselves don't know. It's not like they're sitting there like, all right, so what? Let's format the January TV. Like that's not, you know. but Cena and Punk will both be at that show.
And Jean PN $2. Even though Wrestle Dream will be good, I've got zero excitement. I mean, it's been an interesting build and journey for Dream and the way they've spaced out the big shows over the past couple months, you know. So maybe you got a little bit of burnout, you know. But yeah, man, we're gonna get into Wrestle Dream and kind of our excitement and unexcitement or whatever you want to call it.
I will say, I feel like people are, and I understand all the sentiment. I feel like people are kind of sleeping on that triple threat. I think that might be like the best triple threat of all time.
Well,
it's a high chance on it.
Look at the names involved. Like literally, look at the names involved. I'm not even jumping off the walls for like the storyline, but like literally just look at the names involved and know how that typically goes on AEW paper. You know, Osprey's gonna be at 30 minutes, and like just think of the ideas they're gonna come up with. You know, like I think it's like pretty high chance it's like a top 3 triple threat ever in like wrestling history.
So what's the top 3, Bill? Top of your head, real quick. Top 3 triple threats you've ever seen in your life.
Unbreakable 2005. Brock Lesnar, Rollins, Cena. And then you have a couple you could go with. I'm gonna say. It's tough. I have a bunch around like 4 1/4, 4.5. You know, so you can pick your poison. Double or Nothing 2021. You can do Vengeance 2002, which was Rock, Kurt Angle, and Undertaker. You could do Mania 20, Benoit, Shawn Michaels, Triple H. There's a lot of like 4 1/4, 4.5 that you can throw in that last spot. So yeah, I think Ospreay and Ricochet, based on the track record of Ricochet and the way the Revolution match went, and now you put in, you know, Ricochet in there, I think they'll probably have one of the great triple threats in the history of professional wrestling. And then in the middle of all this, after minute 27, when they've done like another cool ass spot, Don's gonna run in with a wrench and be like, "Kyle, hit him, Kyle!" And Kyle's gonna stand there and, you know, be all conflicted and shit. But
it's actually a screwdriver.
What did I said? Wrench. Yeah, it is.
You did say wrench.
Right. And Kyle's gonna be like, "No, Don, I don't want to," and all that whole stuff. So, yeah.
Yay.
Even funnier, Charlie. It'll be like Osprey will go for. He's gonna go for a hidden blade on Don. Don's gonna move. He's gonna hit Kyle and be like, "Oh, I didn't mean it, bro."
It's gonna be so conflicted, and Kyle's gonna walk out.
Kyle's gonna look at him like, why did you do that to me?
He'll be so betrayed.
He's gonna try to do it again.
Bad.
He's gonna try to do it again. He's gonna hit the ref this time, and it's like, oh shit, not the ref.
The ref bumps and
those last 2 minutes are gonna be comedy.
They're gonna be funny as well. As long as Takeshita walks out with the belt, I don't really care how the finish goes. Charlie,
it's gonna be 27 minutes of like the coolest wrestling you've ever seen, and then like 3 minutes of bloodline. You know, like.
Yep.
All right. Mike Stevens, $4.99. Appreciate it very much. Do you think there will be a women's casino gauntlet match?
Eventually, yes.
Yeah, probably eventually.
They will absolutely. They need to stop doing them in general though for a while.
Yeah.
Because
they overshowed their hand with that fucking tag team one. It was really fucking bad.
Yeah, I would have quit while I was ahead at Wembley with the fucking masterpiece. You know what I mean? That one was like, that one was so good. You could get it over as like, oh, maybe we could build a pay-per-view around this. And then they said, let's do it on Dynamite in 2 weeks. And then they did like a fucking awful gauntlet.
Yeah, the tag team one was
A piece of shit. That's what it was.
Yeah, I was quite insulted.
We got on like a fucking half an hour rant about that and
I
completely
don't-
reboot the tag division.
I don't have quite the same confidence that they'll do one.
The women's
I'll be
one?
honest.
I think they will eventually.
Not anytime soon. Maybe not one day. Do you know what I mean? But
no, I
don't think
it's been
one's on the
outright said to
horizon.
me that they're going to do it. That's why I'm saying they're going to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Big scoop. No, not really.
I
But-
guess-
unless you got the date for it, you know.
I just went, hey, you guys can do a women's one, and it was like,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's like, cool.
Throw it out there as announced by your Wrestle Purist on the next Dynamite.
That they will do it someday. That's such a remember the pizza fucker? What was that kid's name? Louis Dangor. He loved doing
The pizza fucker.
That was
Imagine that, bro. Imagine that being your legacy, bro. That's crazy.
Fuck.
He used to do these really nebulous nothing scoops. Like WWE is high on Pete Dunne and will push him someday. It's like cool, bro. Like,
Grass is green. What is where? Like,
right? Like
AEW all in. I'm just trying to.
you know what were the worst scoops that you see every fucking week? The shittiest fucking. I need something to fill this fucking thing. Scoop like. Officials were really happy with how that segment turned out. That's what's up, bro. Like that's awesome. Like that thing you watched last night. Yeah, the producers were high fiving each other. It's like fuck off. Okay. And you get it every week.
Nothing tweets.
WWE officials were really happy with Chelsea Green and Meechin's dumpster match. It's like cool.
Good for them, you know.
Yeah, right, good for them. Like, what the
Unreal.
They're all good, you know. I was gonna say they're all good people, but you know, they're not. It's like, this is wrestling, you know. All right, Ryan, $2.79. Appreciate it. NXT felt better paced this week. Matches had time. Yeah, I'd agree with that because the first week was quite a mess.
It wasn't egregious to watch.
It was fascinating to me because last week was so janky when it came to that, but then this week it didn't really come off as a problem. And it felt like the matches didn't. Every match felt less than it could be last week, and this week the matches just kind of got to be what they were, except for Randy. But that's also because Randy wasn't trying to like wrestle in St. Louis in front of 2,000 people. He probably walked in that TV and Sean said, "As long as you want, brother," and he's like, "Cool, 8 minutes," and they're like, "No problem."
Oh, what a beast.
You know, actually, I have an anecdotal Randy quote from backstage at NXT. He went to the curtain and he said to another wrestler, he said, "Is this what the indies feel like?"
Wow.
Not quite, but you know.
That's
The venue was cool, man.
It was really.
It was a
cool.
really
set
cool
up there.
I love the visual.
Not a lot of people there, but it was cool. You know.
It felt like in a weird way, like it just felt like Full Sail to me. And usually when I tune into Shawn Michaels' NXT, I have like a viscerally negative reaction. And I tuned in here and I was like, this just feels nice. This just feels and looks nice.
How many people were actually in the casino gauntlet? I've been digging for this for about like 5 minutes. 1, 2,
Which
3.
one?
No, because I'm just trying to. How many people are usually in them? So in the Wembley one, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Wait, real quick. In the live chat, Brendan Thomas said he was talking about Corey. I like Corey. I'm not attacking Corey. Corey's a nice guy.
Yes.
Before people start running with Ebu versus Corey, I'm not coming at Corey.
No, absolutely not. We're not confrontational over it, you know. Good.
I'm nice to whoever's nice to me, and I'm good with the fightful people.
There we go. But yeah, NXT did feel better paced this week, and I just want to get this off real quick. Raw will probably be better paced next week. You know the
not next week,
Monday.
but the week after. The week after. Next week.
Yeah, whenever it is, but it'll get better eventually in the sense of like this first week of the 2-hour Raw. It's like it was kind of all over the place. Like they couldn't managing the pace in the ad breaks and stuff. It was kind of similar to like NXT last week, where same issues kind of, As they get used to it, it'll get a little bit better, I've seen all these takes about like, Raw needs 3 hours, blah blah blah. It's like, bro.
I was laughing with Joe.
I was laughing with Joe about
it because he was asking like, what was the difference? And I said there was no backstage like Judgment Day segments. And Joe was just like, "I'll grow up. Like, these people need to grow the fuck up."
It's just the pacing and the ad breaks and placing them properly, and and make sure you're cutting the right stuff out. And it's just
carrying across,
They'll find a good balance, and NXT was definitely paced better this week. Super chat, whose name I'll never say, $4.99. Appreciate it as always. I know we're all clamoring for the eventual Obafemi versus Gunther match, but can you just imagine the promos between them?
Did you see what he said about working Gunther? I forgot the exact quote, but it was
he said it would be poetry, but
yeah, something like that. He said like, we are not going to have he was like, we are not going to have a chop banger. We will have poetry when we wrestle. And I was like, okay,
that's kind of fucking rude.
Yeah.
Talking about the chops they'd give each other,
WWE learning online lingo is unfortunate because then you have situations like Michael Cole you have Michael Cole on commentary during Punk and Drew being like, "This will not be cinema. It won't be a 5-star banger. It'll be a fight." And it's like, all right, thank you, Cole.
Kind of aggressive.
thank you, Cole. Oh man.
Karan, 200 rupees. Appreciate you as always. Okay, I'm not complaining about Chris versus Monet, but why did the Willow Stat feud winner get the TBS title shot and the loser get the world? Why not have Willow win? Why not have Willow win the blow off then? Awful. Yeah, it's not.
Correct.
It's not the most sensical stuff they've done,
Sensible, but correct. It's because they didn't know what they were going to do for Wrestle Dream when that happened. That's the answer to your question. That's literally the simple answer to your question.
They're very much,
Yeah,
they've got some ideas for in the future, but
can't subject to change and all that.
That Jake Roberts transaction business popped the shit out of me.
Oh my god,
so much!
Incredible vibes. Love
the way he came out at the ramp when the LFI,
because you just know, like, Charlie. Let's be real. Like, do you think this idea was a thing like a week ago? Like,
no, dude, no.
It felt like someone's like, "What if we just put him with him?" And they're like, "How do we do that?" And they're like, "What if we did a manager trade?" And they're like, "That's a thing." They're like, "Yeah, I guess we could just make it a thing." It's pretty sick.
It works, I guess.
Fuck it.
But yeah, Cameron, you are right, brother. Pylons, $5. Will Jay White versus Hangman continue past Wrestle Dream?
I don't know.
I think it might.
I get the feeling it will. I don't know if it'll make it all the way to Full Gear, but I think it extends past Wrestle.
Main event.
It's not going to be another Hangman swerve, but like I don't think it'll be a one and done.
I think the big tell that it's going to continue is the fact that Hangman and Jay have had no interactions on TV.
Yeah, they haven't had a face-to-face.
Their first interaction is going to be in the ring for that match, which usually in wrestling, when that happens, that means we're at just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah,
man.
Absolutely.
Hush 199. Can I get a scoop on why Roman's greater than Cody, Bill?
Roman isn't. I don't know what Roman's greater than Cody at, but I'll give you a different scoop. I guess it's semi-related. If you can't tell, WWE is very political at the top at the moment, and all the top guys have different desires for what they want to do at WrestleMania, and it's like very funny to watch play out. And then there's certain top guys that want to get into that political circle, and others who are like, I don't want to do it, none of that shit. So I'm totally happy just in my spot, not dealing with that shit. So, yeah.
At the end of the day, what does Dwayne want to do with it? It's
a great question.
That's what's happening at WrestleMania, you know.
The Rock wants to wrestle Cody Rhodes.
There you go. It's happening. Lock it in.
But
calling it from now. It's the 10th of October.
Not that simple. There is one man he listens to, and it's not Paul Levesque, it's Roman Reigns. So
Dwayne, the almighty.
Roman's two preferences are one-on-one with The Rock or one-on-one with Jacob. He told people backstage at WrestleMania 40, he was saying that like he's entering this next phase of his career is literally dedicated to getting his cousin over. He said that's his last goal in wrestling is getting Jacob Fatu over as a superstar.
Kind of real.
Yeah, he'll do it as well, you know.
Yes, he will.
It's already kind of set up. Like it's even going like long term with it. It's like they would have to do like some terrible stuff to prevent that from happening and being successful. You know,
The match is either happening at the Rumble or Mania, and it depends on what happens with Dwayne.
Listen, man, Dwayne Cody is
It's funny. It's very funny.
Rhodes.
Cody, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to your mama.
Your mama.
Your mama. It's like, all right. Guy from Alabama. Like, okay. Let me tell you something, boy. It's like, why are you talking?
Oh.
You don't talk like that.
Oh, bro. Good shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Isaac 199, appreciate you. Any movement on the Shockwave announcement with Fox? ?
I don't know. What I do know is that there have been some creative ideas already floated out towards Tony Khan to try to differentiate Shockwave and make a splash with the show. And I know that sounds vague and vacuous and like whatever, but it's a thing. Like they're trying to like come up with ideas to make it really different than anything that they've done on AEW TV so far.
Good luck to them. I hope they succeed.
Me too.
Ricky Starks 499. Big Boo making a special appearance.
Thank you, Ricky. Yeah, you know, I'm doing what I got to do. I don't like potting on Thursdays or Fridays. Saturdays are an absolute no, but you make an exception and you do what you can. So making it sound here, you know. And I think all the people that are here in the afternoon. What do we got now? We have 314 live viewers, guys. If you haven't liked the video, please like the video. It's how we pay our bills. It's how I feed my children, and it's how Charlie affords new hair dye. You know, so it's what we do
Indeed.
here in wrestling. Absolutely. So you know, she gets her art supplies from the super chats. I get my weed money. So please send us. You know, if you like the video, I don't even smoke. I said that, but guys, like the video if you haven't already. Please, it helps with the visibility for Russell Pierce.
Teal, $2. Better Oro duo, Cody and Roman or Julia and Steph?
I'm going with the ladies. I think they look cool as fuck.
Yes.
They do look pretty cool, you know.
Having seen Steph live several times this year, she is like no one touches her really. It's crazy.
It's wild. Julia has aura and she's so clumsy. Like she like stumbled in the ring and it didn't matter, you know, like they're all fighting and she's like, oh shit. Well, it's like whatever. What did I say Monty 2 weeks ago? I said she's the female version of Sabu in every way. You know, she's just
It's just a funny comparison.
It's mad funny. It rules to say out loud, but like she's like stumbling and tripping and shit, you know. Like, she's like uncoordinated and sloppy. She breaks tables. She's cool as fuck. Looks awesome, you know. I'm sticking with it. Her engine should just be the lights coming out and the lights popping back in and her pointing to the sky.
Yeah, all four of them, big fans. Amdrag 100 rupees, appreciate it. It's never been more over. I'm retiring from watching weekly AEW TV full time after this weekend. Hashtag final countdown. Hashtag it's over. Hashtag the dragon forever.
Man.
Yeah, man.
It doesn't feel real. Sorry to divert. Simeon, you're a sick fuck. This guy in the live chat said Ibu needs that baby oil money. I don't use baby oil.
Jesus Christ.
My mom, when I was like 5, used to like slather me in like my face and my arms in baby oil during the winter, and she'd be like, "It is how you stay warm." And I hated that shit, you know.
Oh god.
It was the weirdest shit, bro. I was walking into school greasy and shit, you know? Like,
Oh my god.
Shining,
just picture a shiny 5-year-old black boy, you know?
gleaming.
Just gleaming 5-year-old kid walking into school.
Anyway, way off topic. He'd be bringing up chats that weren't even super chats, you know. This is what he does for the people, you know. But yeah, man, Dragon. I've you know, the sands of time have been running out for Brian's career, specifically his neck, for you know, a hot minute. So like, I know we kind of watch all these interviews and kind of like, oh, Brian being Brian, you know, but his neck is, it's obviously, I know that just before we went live, some quotes came out about him talking about the extent of like his you know, his injuries and how bad his neck's doing and stuff like that. I haven't actually been able to get around to him yet, but it's been pretty obvious for a minute. You know, it's been pretty clear that after he drops his title, he's getting that surgery. Like, he needs to get that surgery. Then obviously how he recovers and stuff from that and how he rehabilitates from that, it's kind of like, you know, who knows if he is able to come back at all, you know? So yeah, and obviously, like I said, I haven't been able to get around to the recent quotes today that he said, but it seems like he's got into it in a bit more detail than it is. You know, it's kind of scary to read, bro. You know, but
yeah,
it's crazy because it's such a boy who cried wolf situation because he always does this stuff, but like now he's like for real, you know. But I don't know.
Yeah, don't know. $4.99. Appreciate you seeing Hologram versus Mortos in person. I might shed tears. What match are you guys most excited for on the Wrestle Dream card?
probably that one or the triple threat.
3-way followed by Darby Allin and Brody King.
Oh yeah, that was sick as well.
Mine's Brian versus Max, to be honest. I know that they haven't quite clicked and created the magic that we've wanted them to when they've wrestled in the past, but this is the one. You know, I'm holding out hope. This is the one. I think it could be quite special, to be honest. Just off the glimpses of Max that we've seen thus far, obviously in the Derby match, and just kind of how he's carried himself. And you know, Brian's Brian, you know. So, and he's hurting, you know. I think this is it. Bam, $2. Why did Stat turn babyface? What's Stoke doing now?
Stoke is going to be with Private Party. Why Statlander turned babyface? They wanted to get Mercedes Moné a great match ASAP. It's led to some creative sloppiness, and I'm not a fan of how it was executed at all. And I think that there was so much more to do with Statlander and Stokely Hathaway. But that's the end of that. You know, they told me in the summer that this run is going to make her the female Brock Lesnar. That was the exact terminology they used to me. And now on a complete dime, they just totally just switched plans and changed her and turned her babyface. So your reasoning again, it's to give Mercedes a great match. And yeah, Stoke is going to be with Private Party, which is a pivot from the original idea they had, which was Private Party and Scorpio Sky, which cool. I didn't need to see that, but that's the direction right now.
Zyverson P 999. How much heat is there on the Lucha Bros right now, if any? I really miss seeing Phoenix on TV. Keep up the great work. Appreciate you, brother.
Well, people other than Tony Khan don't have strong feelings on the situation. And as for Tony likes Ray Phoenix. He's always liked and respected Ray Phoenix. He just felt that if he let this thing slide, that other people were going to start taking advantage of him, and it was going to lead to a dam breaking. So they're fucked, and Penta has another month, I believe, and Phoenix has 9 to 10. So that's the situation. Tony found out what the plan was for them on SmackDown, by the way, and that also informed this because take a wild guess who leaked that one backstage in AEW. But yeah, he said fuck that, and then did what he had to do.
Hush 199. Outside of Big Bob, any other debut for 2024 AEW?
Well,
here we go. I don't know. I was about to go. Here comes the money. Here we go.
Oh.
Here comes the money. Money. No, maybe Sammy Callahan. You know, I don't know.
Ew, don't put that into the universe.
John wanted to get him in a year and a half ago, and Tony was like, "Please."
I know.
Don't
Yeah.
And Tony was like, "Please don't make me do that." And John was like, "All right." You know, but now that John likes wrestling again, he's trying again. He's like, "Hey, can we get Sammy in?" And Tony's like, you know, so yeah, we'll see.
Maybe wrestling is kind of bad.
What do you say?
So maybe wrestling is kind of bad.
Yeah. Sammy Callahan.
Shane O'Mac, man.
Just imagine John Moxley like doing those like dramatic Moxley promos that he does at the start of Dynamite now, and he's just like, "This isn't what I wanted to do. It's just reality." And he does that little kind of Mox face he does, and then Sammy walks in the frame, and he's like, "We are the Switchblade Conspiracy." That's
Oh.
and
No.
and Marina Shafir is just like, "Dos medallas," and then like Claudio's in, and he's just like, whatever the fuck. Oh man.
Fuck, man. Fuck.
No, I just no.
I don't
We'll
know.
survive. We've been through worse, you know. Anyway, Black Yakuza 94, $2. Appreciate you as always. Paul went out for the double belt over Femi agenda. Yeah.
I knew the Italian guy was gonna win based on the build because they were literally copying Rocky, where they're doing these fucking like cheesy pre-tapes where like the girl was like, "Just talk to me, Tony. What's the problem, Tony? What's on your mind?" And he's like, "I'm scared, all right? I'm scared of this whole Femi guy. I don't know what to do with the guy. Oh no, you know." And like he's like, "We all been scared. You think I'm not scared, Tony? We're all scared of you."
And they did like a Rocky montage.
Yeah, right. Because there's all these scenes where like the fucking mafia guys are sitting there, and like Tony walks away, and they're like, "What's going on with the boss?" And he's like, "I don't know. Something's on his mind. I don't know." Oh, when Femi's talking like the big bad, like Tony D'Angelo could never beat you.
The thing is, bro, like all this shit has popped me, like, you know,
Yeah,
it's just like outrageous, you know.
Very funny.
Like,
Yeah, it's camp in like a good way, I would say.
yeah, definitely, and the way they play, it's all like very like it's just, you know, it's entertaining and stuff. It's just, you know, it's just you said it's over Femi on the end of it, you know. So, but nonetheless, obviously, like I said, like I've already said, bro, like they need to make it clear as soon as possible that he's at least eyeing up the world title, the TNA title. Not TNA. What the fuck did that come from?
Jesus.
There's
That's the new double belt agenda. TNA and NXT champion.
There's an added hilarious like Italian machismo chivalrous element added to this, where like Oba keeps like subtly like taking shots at Adriana Rizzo, and he's just like, "Hey, tell that woman to stop talking to me." And he'll be like, Hey, watch your mouth, all right? You're talking to a lady there. Huh? You watch your mouth. You know, he does that type of shit. In the match, he kind of like gets in her face. Didn't he like shove one of them, and one of them bumped into the girl, and Tony's like, "How dare you hit Adriana?" And he runs back in the ring and shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's grabs, man.
I asked Adriana Rizzo, I was like, "Where do you get this accent from?" Like, where are you drawing this from? For those who know,
many inspirations out there. You know?
For those who know, she sounds like Kate McKinnon when she was on SNL, because she used to always do like old Jersey ladies, and it always came out to that voice. She'd be like, "You know, he's gonna storm tonight. You know, you gotta put a jacket on or something, huh?" You know, she would do that type of accent.
My God, what a turn this pod has taken.
Good professionals. Kale, 50 pesos, appreciate you. Fell into a river 4 times today. Hope you're all having a better day. Dynamite, good. Take that, Italian.
What?
My God.
Take that, Italian D over.
Also, why were you falling in a river? I hope you're okay.
He's good enough to super chat, so there you go. God bless you, brother. Bob the Builder, $2 Canadian. TK really loves Orange Cassidy and Britt Baker.
Yes.
Well, only one of those
Yes,
good
he
wrestlers.
does.
He
does
certainly
indeed.
does.
Anjan PN, $2. In this house, we either hollow gang or don't bang.
Hologram's
Many
awesome.
people do.
Big
I
fan.
think Hologram's awesome. I would like for him to get some better gear.
Yes,
Well, you know,
I do agree.
can't win them all.
The grey one is ugly. Please wear the black one more often.
Or just get new sexy.
Or just get
Although,
new gear. Yeah.
the one consistent thing about luchadors is like they look awesome, and like he's the only one that doesn't look awesome that's like pushed. So look at Mascara Dorada. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, what a beast.
yeah,
Beast Mortals.
yeah.
Oh, a literal beast.
TK Banks, $5. Appreciate you. If you didn't know Daniel Garcia's contract status and you had no clue what he was talking about in his promo, not once did they say on TV about his contract. Dumb.
I will say, Charlie, I don't know what you thought about it, but so like, I thought I liked the promo and I liked the delivery of it and the energy, but I do think the content was kind of like eye rolly, and if I didn't like Dana, I'd probably like be annoyed, not annoyed, but like kind of like about it because it was a lot of like those boys in the back, the problems in the back, and then like what's going on with my situation, and it's like what are you yapping about, bro?
Like,
Last time we
in a
saw you were
vacuum, I
fighting-
did like it, but it was very online. It was just very online.
Yeah. The last time we saw you were fighting with MJF. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Trust the process, 34. $9.99. Appreciate you as always. Will there ever be a solution for Tony Khan's ADHD booking, or is this just how it will be? I don't know if the new deal increases the odds of improved consistency, or if it makes Tony Khan lean even further into his current methods.
my sincere opinion is this. So the next pay-per-view cycle should in theory be much better purely because there's not specials you're building to. It's just whatever it's going to be, 4 or 5 straight weeks of TV into a pay-per-view. So that should immediately just clear it up. It's like your sinuses clearing up and you could finally smell again. And it's like, all right, finally, right? I don't think AEW will ever be 110% like its total potential. But then again, if it was that, it'd be like the greatest wrestling you've ever seen in your life, like ever at all times, and that's just not going to happen. But I do think you'll see a better version of AEW this next month.
Yes, I agree. There was just so much happening this past like 6 weeks. So.
Slim Reaper 35 $4.99. Appreciate you. What's with the mixed messaging with Brian? Sometimes they say final time as a full timer, but then they say might be my final Dynamite ever. I think because of what we kind of already touched on earlier. I know you sent this like 10 minutes ago, but you know, like he's gonna drop the belt probably. We don't know that for sure, but probably, you know, to Mox on the weekend, and then he's gonna go off, have his neck surgery, which he clearly needs, you know, and how he recovers from that, nobody knows. I'm sure obviously he would like to come back, you know, he's been quoted saying that he would wrestle till fucking the day he dies, you know what I mean? But obviously it's whether he can after this you know, next round of work he's done on his neck. Mark Moon, $2. Chances of Kevin Owens leaving WWE?
Non-zero.
Non-zero. That's fair. That's fair. You know, you can't write anyone like that off at the moment, can you? You know, chances are you'll probably stay, but I won't completely write off and move to AEW. Vernacular $4.99. Super Juice to be in the building to watch Willow take her place as world champion. She deserved it for a minute now. Saw her win the CMLL chip live too.
You know the GIF, the conceited GIF?
No.
Which one?
If you go on Twitter and just type in on the GIF machine, conceited, that's my response to the super chat. And that's what
asking the audience to do some extra work, you know. No.
Well, I can't you know, so I can't.
Brendan Thomas $1.99. Tony deserves to be arrested for Chris's booking. Yeah, we just
you saw it, Charlie.
I did. Yeah, Chris's bookings. you know.
Yeah, we just touched on it. Hush 199. Was Daniel Garcia pump faking for more money, or was it real?
It was completely real. He was unsure which way to go, and then there'd be times where he was leaning towards AEW. Then there'd be times he'd be back to neutral, and there were times where he seriously considered WWE. WWE made very strong overtures towards Daniel Garcia and his agent and all that, and ultimately elected to stay with AEW. How real was this? He signed his contract after his promo. He literally didn't even sign on the dotted line when he cut the promo. He signed it after it. But he agreed to stay with AEW like a couple days before Dynamite. It was basically when he was doing those tweets, like the Venom thing and that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was when he agreed to stay.
Mid takes 499. Appreciate your chances. We see Kenny Omega on Saturday. Are the top 3 TV wrestlers Darby, Gunther, and Sammy.
I could tell you a lot about Wrestle Dream. I don't know if Kenny is. I don't know if Kenny is coming. That's the one thing I don't know. And as for the TV wrestlers, I don't know what the top 3 are. All I do know is, you know what? I'm gonna take Gunther out of there. I think Gunther's one of the best wrestlers in the world. But I think when it comes to like the skill of like condensing your approach for TV and having great matches, which he's able to do, even though what you always see on TV is a lesser version than him, I'm gonna throw Sheamus in. Because Sheamus has mastered the art of having these like 13-minute matches that are like always like very good. So I'm gonna actually put him in when it comes to that skill specifically.
Real. I like Sheamus.
Dobson P. No, 99. Follow-up question. Do you see WWE picking up Penta for a singles run first? I'm not a big Penta fan myself, but I think he'd be mega over if Triple H had the go to push a luchador. Have a blessed day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't know yet. I asked about this and I didn't get a straight answer. But Penta sure seems like someone who would fit in this WWE environment, does he not? He seems like, I mean, you look at this opening segment of NXT where they're going, whoop that trick, yeet, whoop that trick, yeet. I could see Penta doing his little kind of like stanky leg walk to that and shit, you know, and going settle and shit. And it turns into a three-way multicultural party in fucking in St. Louis. But yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I'd imagine, and I joked about this, I think, with AO, where like it'll be a situation where Penta looks at Phoenix and he's like, "Hey, bro, you be easy, bro. I'll see you in a little bit."
Good luck.
And then he goes, "Blue Skidoo, weekend 2," and just hops out of the fucking window.
Yeah, it's because it's so long, bro. Like,
Hey,
WWE will probably consider like, yo, do we really want to wait like 9 months, like, or however long it ends up being, you know? So yeah, if it was just like 3 months, and you'd probably assume that they'll just wait. You know, we'll see how that one plays out. We'll find out pretty soon because Penta's contract's up in like a month. So.
Yeah.
And that's sort of $2. Candy corn is somewhat decent.
It sucks.
No, I don't like candy.
All right. What should we start with? We'll start with Dynamite.
Sure.
Okay.
Do it.
Yeah, we'll start with Dynamite, bro. And obviously, we're gonna kind of like fly through it because you know it's not like it was last night or anything. And we've got 2 shows to get through. We've got limited time, etc., etc., etc. Cold open with Mox.
I had a 30-minute dissertation prepared for the Action Andretti interaction with Top Flight, though. So, Charlie, did you see that?
I'll make some. Well, I'll make time.
What?
To make sure we get that. You know.
Why was it? So, am I to believe they walked together up to a camera? And then when the camera started rolling, he turned his back to the camera.
Turned his back on his camera.
To show he's bad.
So fucking stupid.
And then they're kind of almost for him to interrupt and be like, "No, you're the problem. You keep losing." And Layla's like, "No, you're the problem." And like, Dante's like, "Guys, we got to get on the same page, man. Like, come on." And he walks off, and they all walk off angry. And then,
it was so conflicted, bro. It was the most NXT shit I've ever seen. I just was not seeing it.
The best part, Darius has to stand there as they all walk off, like, and then the camera like stays for an extra awkward 5 seconds. So he goes,
hated it. I hated everything about it.
If I was one of the talents, I would have. After that, I would have been like, "Fuck, can we try that again, guys? Can we roll that one back?"
So, bro, that's like that was the take they went with.
Listen, it was a tough time. But anyway,
yeah,
we're at the start of Dynamite. Yeah, Moxie did his cold open promo video package thing. He's very good at these. He said Brian will have to embrace his dark side, and he will need to be ready for it this weekend. So, Bryan Danielson's dark side. Iba, thoughts?
They're gonna have a really ugly and nasty match. They're gonna just kick the fucking shit out of each other. It's gonna be very gross, and Brian's gonna take something that's gonna irreparably damage his body. John Moxley is awesome as a promo. These pre-tapes with the ominous music where he's talking in these vague, in this vague way. It's very Jake Roberts and Raven at the same time. It's so funny because like I tweeted like this, like he avoids the Bray Wyatt problem of like this being mumbo jumbo, Bray Wyatt and Malachi Black, but and I don't even know why, because like he's saying like he'll be like the sands of time, the grains of war, and I will go into the mouth of the beast, and the beast will find me, and I will be the monster inside of you, or just shit like that, right? But like it just works when he talks like that. So I'm a fan of these.
Me too. They're very, very fun.
You worried for Danielson's well-being this weekend, Charlie?
Extremely. I've fallen apart at the seams, but I think the match is going to be good. It's going to be a really great. I hope the match is good. I think they're going to do something special with it.
All right, so
the power of Danielson is, even if the match is kind of mid and boring, he's just
Danielson.
No, but he's gonna do that thing he does, which is literally like his Hulk up where he just starts pumping his fists and like shaking his head and firing them up. Like he'll literally be like, all right, well this is whatever. Let me just like power through and get, you know what I mean, like get fiery and shit and like just get physical. Like he'll just do that if it doesn't work.
Yeah, man. All right, next up we had kind of like Brian's reply, and he basically said that he's going to run through Pac and Claudio Castagnoli in the main event tonight. Then on the weekend, Mark's going to get what's coming to him, and he's been friends with Claudio for 20 years, but they're getting it tonight, but, so yeah, Brian. But the first live segment,
I've said that to old friends too. Nothing.
Darby Allin, Brody King, they kind of had like a promo exchange building their Wrestle Dream match this week. And Ibu, you're very fired up for this one. You said earlier that it's one of the matches that you're most looking forward to on the show. What did you make of what they managed to do in the live segment in kind of building a story kind of out of nothing, really?
I think as a segment, like it was a well done segment, and I think like the Rock thing and the blood is like pretty cool. It felt like kind of microwaved in a sense. It goes like, fuck, we got a week, like just sell them on this.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, all right, just put a hot pocket in the microwave, and it's like, all right, there you go. And to a degree, even though I really like Darby a lot, I do think like it's not even. It just feels like his go-to approach, which I don't hate. I prefer reality-based storytelling in general, but it does feel like every storyline he's in now is just like, I was homeless, and when I got in this company, I told him to hire you in this company, and that's why you're in this company, and now we got to show them what AEW means, and we got to show them what AEW is, and if you weren't, you wouldn't have been here, because like, it's like every promo, I feel like he has to just kind of like, he lived in his car, that's what I'm saying, and then, and they got to talk. Like, I don't know. It feels unfair because in a vacuum, this is totally fine. I feel like every Darby promo is like him.
It's very,
like,
rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
It's very boring. I just don't care anymore. Like, this was an objectively okay segment, and I like Brody King a lot. I just didn't give a fuck until I started brawling.
Yeah.
The Rock was crazy, bro. Look.
It was funny.
Why did bro have a Rock?
I have a break.
The part where Darby was like, "Then end it. End me now. Do your little thing. The rule. Do it now."
He started barking at him. I was just like, brother, what is going on?
I was
it
like,
was a little bit odd.
No, I saw that part and I was like, when did it get this deep? Like, when did it get this serious?
Yeah, I found it a little bit,
The thing is, they popped me, and Darby's kind of funny to me unintentionally. So like, I'm not like in agony watching this. It was just kind of funny. It's like, when did it get this deep, guys? Like, why are you asking Brody King to kill you? Like, where did that come from?
Because he's edgy, Evu.
Yeah, like it's so edgy. He's like,
he's so edgy and off the cuff.
Take me out. It's like, bro, you guys are getting paid to wrestle, you know? Like, it doesn't have to be.
Darby's gonna take some sick freak bumps on Saturday, and that's what I'm looking forward to. So,
couple segments with Renee now. Renee backstage with Jake Roberts and Lance Archer, interrupted by Don Callis, and they announced a deal. Ibu and Charlie, they announced a big deal of a talent trade. They didn't tell us quite who it was, other than that Don Callis has big plans for Lance Archer. You know, he's receiving Lance Archer and Jake the Snake. He's getting some talents that we did not know who they were at the time. Renee asked Jake who it was going to be. Said, "Well, ruin the surprise" or something along those lines. So, and we did find out later on, but they announced this kind of rush deal, as Ibu was kind of talking about earlier. It's kind of one of those ideas that someone just had a few days ago, and here we go. You know, Jake the Snake, Don Callis making business deals. Jake the Snake's back on AEW TV. It's good shit, I guess. I think.
I'm interested. I'm
willing to see where it goes. You know?
I like
a lot of people are
if this
expecting
gets him more TV time, then I'm here. Shit,
not
really?
that I'm complaining, but wasn't Archer with like the Righteous? Like, did I miss? Yeah,
that's fine. Don't worry about it.
The benefit to AEW's doing shit era is like they forget some good things, but they also forget some like shit I didn't care about. And it's like, all right, cool, we can just pretend it didn't exist, and cool.
Yeah.
Jake's got some new talents, and Don Callis has got Lance Archer, so he keeps adding to his team, man. But then we get a segment when Daniel Garcia is arriving to the stadium, the arena, to the arena.
Very much not a stadium.
Very definitely not a stadium. Daniel Garcia arriving at the arena. He's asked by Renee, you know what he's got to say, and he's got something to tell the people, and he's going to tell us later tonight, and he did. And next up, Hologram versus Commander. Jeff Jarrett was on commentary. God bless. I did pop for Jeff Jarrett on commentary. I always do, to be fair. You can kind of see the gears turning when he's like trying to promote or put someone over. You know?
Yeah. He has the instincts for it, if nothing else. He has the instincts for it.
He's good shit, man. But yeah, speaking of good shit, Hologram and Commander, they did a lot of good shit, man. They went all out, didn't they? But
yeah, they went out there and they did a lot of creative moves and ideas. The big one was the springboard that got turned into like a power bomb. That was really cool. Yeah. Jarrett got really mad that Hologram didn't attempt a pinfall there, or Commander. I forgot which one did it, the other guy, but he was pissed that like there was no pinfall attempt after the move, which was funny. But yeah, man, they went out there and they did their thing. The Hologram project has been a successful one for Tony, and it's hilariously like one of the more focused ones of all things. Like this idea of just like presenting a guy, letting him do what makes himself special, and winning consistently. When they said he was 14-0, I was like, oh, okay, like that's an actual direction. And they have El Clone trademarked, so maybe that's going to be the black tiger to his tiger mask, and he's going to have a nemesis. But I thought the match was fine. I thought they did a lot of cool stuff, and good for Hologram that he's one of the recipients of a focused push here.
Indeed.
Yeah, Charlie, Commander, Hologram, they went kind of nuts, didn't they?
They did. I have a lot of respect for the fact that they tried a lot of things and just kind of went out there and did moves, because sometimes that's just what you got to do when you get TV time on like a Dynamite and you're one of the lower card guys. You just got to show out. I didn't love everything they attempted, and it was kind of sloppy in places, but I respect it, and I liked most of the match. So, got to do what you got to do.
Yes. And we found out after the match that Jake Roberts is now the manager of LFI, so we'll see where that goes.
I cried at the visual of him just like up on the fucking ramp doing the LFI pose. Like I saw it, I just burst out laughing. It looked incredible.
Beast. Good shit. Oh yeah, I tweeted that picture of him doing the pose at the top of the ramp. Tony Khan liked it. But yeah, as already said, at the end of the match, Jake Roberts comes to the top of the ramp, and then Rouge Dralistico, Beast Mortos hit the ring, take out everyone, and we get all the posing, you know. So Jake the Snake's got he's managing LFO, it seems, you know. With Beast Mortos
if they
as
end
well,
up teaming up Hologram and Commander at some point to face LFI, they need a third person. If Bandito's ready, this is probably where he's gonna come back.
Please,
I miss Bandito.
Oh, he broke his wrist, man. It's not even like he blew his knee to smithereens or anything. He broke his wrist, had a weird surgery that went wrong or something, and then he had to get that fixed. And it's like,
just aggressive.
Fuck, man. I do hope that he does kind of just hit AEW when he comes back like a fucking bomb, you know. Because he's good enough to. And obviously, the last time we seen him, and it's like I said, it's not like he's out with fucking knee replacement or his back's fucked or anything. So you would assume he's going to come back pretty much as good as he left, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Next up, we had a Mark Briscoe promo. And this was a good promo. It was short and sweet, and very kind of like low tone, serious tone, looking dead in the camera. And he said, "Jericho, you done messed up, bro. You didn't have to bring Jay. You didn't have to bring Jay up like that. This isn't even about the title." And he drops the belt on the floor, and you hear it like clunk off the floor, you know. And like I said, he said it's not even about the ROH title anymore, and at Wrestle Dream he's gonna hurt Jericho. And I hope he does, Charlie.
Me too.
I put him in the ground, Mark.
Just put us out of our misery. Like, just end it. I'm so tired of Jericho matches. No, this was a really cool promo. It was very weird seeing Mark so locked in after like the last couple of months of the conglomeration stuff. I think it was a good balance because it just goes to show like he is still that guy and he can still do that shit. I'm excited for Mark to be having a big match in the pay-per-view. Kind of unfortunate who he's facing.
Yeah, this was a good promo, wasn't it, Iba?
All Mark Briscoe promos are good, you know.
Fair.
Real.
At least it's just kind of like, this was one that was actually like directed at someone though, because normally it's just kind of like, he's just talking and we love to sit here Mark talk, you know. So yeah, good shit, Mark Briscoe. Okay, now we get the Daniel Garcia thing, and he comes out and he basically says, you know, he's got a message for everyone and he wanted to deliver it himself, and it's important that he talks himself, and he's kind of like leaning towards like, oh, he might, you know, he's trying to fool us kind of almost, and then he gets to it and he's basically says that he's one of the best professional wrestlers in the world and he thinks it's only right that he remains in AEW. So obviously he confirms that he's re-signed with AEW, he's staying, he's hunting for gold. That is one thing that he said. He's coming for a title, and yeah, Daniel Garcia. As we kind of already touched on the promo and stuff, but yeah, Garcia in AEW, Tony Khan. I will be monitoring this push that you give to Daniel Garcia very closely. I'll be on your ass for the foreseeable.
He should be champion before the end of the year. Like, just commit to it now. Like, he's re-signed
and everything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's when I'll get really critical, Charlie. You know, he's gonna beat Jack Perry. You know, like fucking wow. You know, he's gonna beat Jack Perry. He's gonna win. He's gonna be TNT champion. But it's like, then what? What sort of reign with the TNT title is he gonna have? You know, and then what position is he gonna be in at the time when he comes in dropping the belt? You know, he's like, have you elevated him? Do you have a real direction for him? You know, that's kind of where I'm at with Garcia. Obviously re-signing with AEW. A lot of people know, but I was thinking, you know, maybe you should probably go to NXT, because I thought the path was actually a lot clearer for him in NXT, you know, and since he goes there, bro, he can fucking moonwalk his way into being like the top guy in NXT at the moment. When you look at that men's division, you know, like he can sleepwalk his way, like being the best person in that on that brand, probably, you know. He's very good. So then, obviously, if you have a good run on NXT, which I think he would have had, I think the NXT audience would have absolutely connected with him. Then he would have had like a nice little head start for the main roster. Then that's when it's kind of the gamble, you know. Whereas with AEW, like I said, it's like you put in your faith in Tony Khan, you know, and we've seen what he's been doing with him for the past like 4 or 5 years. So I respect the gamble though. He obviously believes in himself. He obviously believes AEW and Tony Khan's creative is you know, the right direction for him. And I hope it is. I really do hope it turns out really good for him because I was always going to support him either promotion, you know. But I'm invested, Charlie. I'm very invested in the future of Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, I just hope it works out for him at the end of the day. That's what it matters. Really.
Yeah, I don't think either of you two are quite as worried as I am, you know. But you two wouldn't have even you two weren't exactly flying the NXT flag, you know. Okay. So I just thought I'd touch on that because I wasn't going to come on here and pretend that I wasn't saying that he should go to NXT, you know. like it never happened, you know, like I was fucking rallying for it. Either I doubt you've got much else to add that you haven't already said, but yeah, Daniel Garcia staying with AEW.
Actually, I have a scoop.
Shit.
A couple weeks ago on Worldwide, I said that Daniel Garcia was expected to remain in AEW and that creative had been prepared for him in the event that he signs. Well, he has signed and the creative is prepared for him. Daniel Garcia will be challenging and eyeing the TNT Championship after Wrestle Dream. So you can expect whoever wins between Shibata and Jack Perry to be going against Daniel Garcia. That is the creative they have laid out for him. And that's the direction you can expect. That's scoop number one of a couple I have for you guys. So there you go. Got that confirmed by sources within AEW.
Beautiful. There you go. This is why we pay you the big money. But bro, I was seeing people in like I did a tweet about Garcia re-signing, and like people were in my replies looking like, oh yeah, he should beat Jack Perry in Australia. I was like, bro, when like
Australia?
February? Like Jack Perry better not be TNT champion in February, bro.
If it was up to me, he'd be beating Jack Perry in an open challenge next week on Dynamite. Like,
yeah, that's this scapegoat project. I think because you know, yeah, I'm not even gonna do that right now. We ain't got the time. Daniel Garcia's re-signed. Good for him. We kind of got like an MVP Swerve video package thing, you know, and Swerve is going to be at Wrestle Dream. He's got a segment announced. He's going to be back. And of course, MVP's eyeing up MVP and Shelton kind of like eyeing up an opportunity there. I think we're going to see. We might be seeing something, Kibba.
With what?
Swerve's segment on Wrestle Dream.
Yeah, I'd expect this to be the debut of Bobby Lashley.
There you go. I think a lot of people are already kind of got the bets on that one. Mercedes and Camille backstage interview. She was asked about her match with Emi Sakura tonight. She said she has all the respect in the world for Emi, who has been wrestling longer than she's been alive. She's true, which is crazy. Daniel Garcia celebrated backstage. Shibata approaches him. Of course, he's got the TNT title match at Wrestle Dream. Says he'll give Daniel Garcia a shot if he wins. And yeah, it's a cool match. They've had a match before. It was pretty good. I think it's for the Pure Championship, I think. Might have been an ROH pay-per-view.
It was.
I think. Yeah. So, yeah, man. We'll see how that goes. It was cool, though. I actually did think it was like a cool little segment, like Garcia backstage and everything, you know. Guess I'm going to take
Core Talent and then Colt Cabana. Unreal visual. Just incredible stuff.
Why you got to do Colt like that, Charlie, huh?
I said it on the live stream. I had to put back up. It's like you see the other talent they had in that backstage segment, and then just Colt Cabana. It was crazy.
Doing this thing, you know.
Kyle O'Reilly was there as well. That popped me.
All right, so number one contenders match: Willow, Saraya, Jamie Hayter, and Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose.
Yes. Former champion.
Willow Nightingale, as expected. Of course, this was meant to be Willow versus Britt Baker, you know. And Britt Baker was announced as being, I think she was ill, as Tony said. Tony said she was
Yeah, that's
ill.
what they said.
Couldn't make the show. So yeah, had to kind of move things around last minute, and we got this 4-way. We like already said, Willow, Saraya, Hayter, and Nyla Rose. Willow came out on top. I'm not big on 4-ways, I think that's pretty well known at this point. But Charlie, what did you make of this particular 4-way?
I didn't hate it. I thought it was pretty okay. I think Willow looked fucking awesome, and considering she's the person that won, that like job well done, I guess. I almost called her Penelope. Penelope Ford returning was kind of cool. That almost, for fuck's sake, that was pretty cool. I guess that's her Jamie Hayter's next feud, which I didn't see coming, but I like Penelope Ford, so I don't exactly hate it. I just wish Jamie had. It feels like they're keeping away from the top belts at the moment, and I guess because they've got so much going on with people around that scene, that you got to do what you got to do. But I'll give it a chance. Could be fun. But yeah, the match was, it was for the fact that it was thrown together last minute. I don't think it was like egregious. Like it was pretty decent.
Yeah, Boo, what did you make of the 4-way? If you, I don't know if you managed to watch all of Dynamite.
Yeah, I caught the show. I didn't make anything of it really, but it's nice to know that. And I said this when I was at the live taping of Collision in Queens. It's nice to see that Jamie Hayter's still like very good. Like she's not
Yes.
I haven't seen any signs of rust or drop off with her. And
she's looked sharp.
Yeah. Sometimes like it's tough when the injury is coming back. Like wrestler looks like a little off or whatever. Serena Deeb,
especially the back.
Serena Deeb doesn't look like the same wrestler that she was in her initial run of the AEW, for example. Like just as an example, Mercedes is still obviously trying to work herself into form. Jamie looks good, and Willow Nightingale's awesome, and she should be the face of this entire promotion. That's my take on the match.
Good shit. All right. So yeah, we're getting Willow versus Mariah at Wrestle Dream. We'll get into that a little bit on. Learning Tree met with Rocky Romero backstage. Jericho tried to turn him. Let's see where that goes. Jay White had a squash match, and then he got on the mic and cut a promo on Hangman Page and basically called him out for a match at Wrestle Dream, which was later made official. And Jay White versus Hangman, I think that's a very good addition to the show, to be honest.
Me too. It's going to be good. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
good matches.
They've had good matches previously.
Yes, they have.
What did you make of Jay White's promo? Because it kind of felt like the messaging kind of got a bit convoluted a bit, because obviously he's babyface now, but he hasn't had like a clear turn. So like the crowd's kind of receptive to it, but some of them are still going against it, And then also I thought towards the end of the promo it kind of got a bit like drawn out, because Jay White is known to kind of go on a little bit. I love Jay White, bro.
From what I saw, they were into him and cheering him, and then he was kind of like, "Oh, you want to cheer me now?" And they're like, "Huh?" And then you start hearing a faint like "We want Hanger" or Hangman chant. So I guess they're gonna have to figure out that dynamic. But I think Jay White's really boring on the mic. I really trail off during his sing-songy.
I think he trails off a little bit as well.
He has these very sing-songy circular promos where he's just like, "This is the Switchblade era, and I sold at Madison Square Garden," and all that shit. And I'm not even saying he did all those platitudes this week, but he just talks in this very it's like he's begging you to like start scrolling your phone. I don't know, like you just start to zone out, But so I didn't particularly care for his promo, but I'm excited for their match, and that's obviously going to be a great match.
Yeah, and Charlie, of course, we all know you're excited. It's Hangman.
I am.
Yeah,
it's Hangman. Of course, I'm excited.
It's good shit. You excited for this next Jay White run? Obviously he's just come back, and it's quite the program for him to come back in.
It is. It sounds like he's going to be going after like specific people, and it feels like they're going to circle back to the Max feud, and I'm not excited for that. But I think, like, depending where he's positioned on the card, it could be a good time. People are going to bitch about what he does no matter what he does, unless he's the world champion. So I'm just kind of here for the ride now.
Yeah, man. I'm with him. Okay, Hangman versus Jay White Wrestle Dream. Hook did a promo saying he was done chasing down whoever attacked Taz and wants them to reveal themselves. Kip Sabian happened to be walking past and he gripped him up and fucking Kip Sabian like shot himself. So that was the Kip Sabian seconds of Dynamite, but he seems to be getting every week at the moment. And then Christian and the Patriarchy walked up and was like, he's like, I know what you've gone through. He actually mentioned Luchasaurus, Kill Switch, sorry, and obviously him sending our best wishes to him and kind of like what did he have? Pneumonia.
Yes.
Yeah, I think pneumonia in both lungs, man. It was very serious. So hopefully, hoping for a speedy recovery for him. And obviously, Christian kind of touched on that, saying, "Oh, I know what you're going through," like kind of in the Christian way. And then he says to Hook, like, condolences on the loss of your father. He's like, Jesus, he's gone to get knee replacement surgery.
Wild.
But yeah, that's Christian Cage. Being Christian Cage. Willow attacked Mariah May backstage and vowed to become the new champion on Saturday.
I'm real pounds.
I'm
Looked
with
incredible.
I'm with it. Ibi, would you be with it? Mariah dropping the title?
Of course.
There we go.
But I don't.
Wanted it on record. Yeah.
I don't anticipate it happens. But I think all this is just going to be filling time until Tony and Mina are ready to be fully reintegrated into the storyline. But I mean, obviously, I would not turn down Willow winning this championship because, as I said 10 minutes ago, she should be the face of AEW.
All right, Mercedes versus Emmy for the IWG. No, yeah, no.
New Japan Strong.
New Japan Strong. New Japan Strong women's title and the TBS title. This was a good match, man. Emi Sakura did a thing, bro. She, when she gets given opportunities, she absolutely sees it as the opportunity it is, to get those minutes on TV, especially against someone like Mercedes. She's not going to half-ass it, And yeah, this was I thought this was probably one of Mercedes' best TV matches that she's had for AEW, to be quite honest. The finish, she did the bank statement. None of these fucking none of these. What the fuck's it even called, bro?
Called a statement maker.
I don't know, bro. But it's shit. I love Mercedes, bro, but that I'm done. I've tapped out on that finish, that new finisher that she tried, especially seeing her go back to bank statement because she got so good at building to it and using it as a finish.
Yeah.
So yeah. Shout out Emi Sakura, good minutes for her. Mercedes, again, like I said, one of her best probably might have been her best AEW TV match so far. It's good shit. Good shit, Ibil. What did you make of it?
Emi Sakura is pretty beast. She should be used more as a utility player to help some of these talents have good TV matches. And yeah, this is more of what I'm looking for from Mercedes on TV. This is a good showing, and I guess this will be when I can't use my last scoop yet. I'll save that to the end. But yeah, I like this. I thought this was a good match. And when it comes to the post match, I got pretty excited for Camille and Chris Statlander, that tease. I think that could be interesting. It'll be a good way to assess where Camille is, and I think it'll be the biggest opportunity that she's gotten so far. So I'm looking really forward to watching that match.
Okay.
Yeah. Genuinely.
I've got some, Charlie, what did you make of the match?
I really enjoyed it. I think that Emmy is great on TV. Like, she always puts in a good performance. It's the best Mercedes has looked for a while. I did think it was a little bit weird. They kind of like did this extended, like Emmy was just kind of beating the shit out of her, and then they just went to the finish. But that happens with TV matches sometimes. I don't hate it. Yeah, but it was pretty cool. I do like the Stat and Mercedes are going to be feuding. Be fun.
Yeah, so as already touched on, Stat comes down, makes like a save, babyface, no Stokely in sight. So yeah. Speaking of Stokely, he interrupts a private party interview and he offers the tag team his services. They turn him down because they weren't with him. He weren't with them in the trenches on the come up, and now that they got the tag title shot, obviously everyone comes calling and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, Private Party have rejected Stokely Hathaway. We'll see how he wins them over, I guess.
I'd imagine Private Party loses to the Bucks, and then you'll get that thing where they're like, Isaiah's like holding his neck, looking all mad in the backstage, like, and they're all kind of slumped over, and Stokely walks out like I said, the offer is standing, or something like that, and then like the scene ends. Like you'll probably get something like that.
Next up, we had this Will Ospreay Don Callis angle where basically Will Ospreay demands Don Callis to come to the ring so he can question him about whether he set up Takeshita to attack him. And Don's going around in circles for time and he's just stalling and stalling. Eventually, Will Ospreay gets him to admit to it. Don Callis did send Takeshita to attack him last week. And obviously, Will Ospreay is not happy about this. He says he's done with Don. He's done with the Don Callis family. And Don Callis slapped Will Ospreay. I don't know where he got the girl from to do that. And then Will pressured him into the corner, and then Takeshita hits the ring, saves Dom. Brawling's going on. Cole hits the ring, pulls them apart. They start arguing. Drama. Kyle's had enough of it. He walks out of there. He can't do it anymore, Charlie. And yeah, it all blew up. The Ospreay arm of the Don Callis family tree is it's in shambles at the moment, Charlie.
It is. As we spoke about earlier, it'll be interesting to see what side Carl Fletcher falls on it on Saturday, because he's going to be involved in the finish of this match, and it's whether he's helping Ospreay or turning on Ospreay. We'll see what happens, but Takeshita hit a fucking awesome German suplex in this segment, and it was sick. And that's about my main takeaway, because this turn should have happened probably about 6 weeks ago. But stories.
You think this was a good segment, Ibu?
Yeah, I actually did. I don't care about the Callis family melodrama, but I thought this was pretty well laid out. I was laughing at so much of it, but Ospreay's just he's talking about everyone thought you were a cunt, but I didn't listen to them, bro. I followed you, bro, even though you're a bloody cunt or whatever. And he's just kind of he's like, I dumped the best wrestler in the world. It was, and they're just yelling at each other and shit. They're screaming, and Fletcher's conflicted, and Takeshita does the German, and Ricochet, who I'm assuming was just putting his clothes on, so he couldn't save Will 2 minutes earlier, runs out and he does the springboard clothesline. I thought it was pretty fun and well laid out. And the fans got into the melodrama, which is usually the key with this thing. It's if it works with the crowd, then it works, and if the crowd doesn't react, then it's bad. And this worked. And again, I think their match on the pay-per-view should be excellent.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Yep. Anything else to add? Yeah. Okay. All right. Top Flight did that terrible backstage promo.
Nothing else to say there.
We don't even need to get into that. We've already broke it down, laughed at it. It wasn't great, Jack Perry did a promo, kind of just just a promo on Shibata. If you want the TNT title, come take it from me. And then main event time: Danielson and Wheeler Yuta versus Claudio and Pac. This delivered as expected, man. I really like this. We'll get into all the afters after, but just as a match, what did you make of it, Charlie?
I really enjoyed this. I think that people have their opinions on Wheeler Yuta, but I think he's actually played his part in this story really fucking well, and he's kind of showing out a little bit. I don't know what to say about this match other than the fact that it was kind of awesome and it was a great tag match, and I wish the tag division had more matches like this that actually focused on the tag division and not outside stories. Brian did look a little bit cooked at times, but he was wrestling Pac and Claudio, and they're pros, so it was a great show anyway. So I enjoyed it. I had fun.
Yeah, Brian's hurting. Hurting, isn't he, Ibu?
Yeah, I really feel for him, man. You could. He's usually so great at hiding it, but now it's one of those things where it's not so obvious. But I'm gonna make a comparison. Kurt Angle used to say on his podcast that Eddie Guerrero fell off in 2004. And he said that to the naked eye, you couldn't notice it. But he would be in the ring with him, and he's like, oh, Eddie's fucked. And I would say that watching Daniel, he's still incredible. But these last few weeks, you could tell like it's starting to get wear on him. And you see it in like literally ways. But in spite of that, like this is still obviously a very good TV main event. Look at the names involved, right? A quick side note, I tweeted about this because that wouldn't be me if I didn't mention this. On the Jumbotron screen thingy, when Pac and Claudia were coming out, it was this grainy black and white footage of them, like just highlights of them like beating up people and shit, right?
Yeah.
Let's get back to no more. Let's end the era of the wrestler's name on the screen in like a really shitty font. Like it just says Will Ospreay in shitty font. Swerve for the longest time, it was just Comic Sans like font, and it says like Swerve. That sucks. Let's get back to putting highlights of these guys just kicking ass.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, I like that, and I thought the main event was good, and I thought the post-match angle was fine.
You got to do a real video on the Tron, bro. Like, yeah. Well, anyway, the finish of the match, Pat got the ring hammer thing that he likes to use, but Wheeler Yuta took it off him. Brian locks in the LeBell lock then, and then we get the tap out. And after the match, Moxley was on the outside, tried distracting him earlier in the match. Moxley dives straight on, Brian dives straight on Moxley after the match, and they all brawl. Everyone starts brawling. Moxley and Danielson brawl into the backstage. They do like a cutscene here where Marina's just like kicking the shit out of Willie Yuta.
Yes.
She's like got him in a tie clinch, just hitting him with knees. Like it's
crazy.
Oh man. So yeah, man, they're all, they're all brawling, and it ends up, and it's just Brian and Yuta in the ring, and we get the yes chants, and yeah, man. Yeah, Brian's hurting, and he's got a big match this Saturday, so God bless him. A good episode of Dynamite, I thought. Not like outstanding, not the most noteworthy or anything. The rating was terrible, but we're not here to talk about that shit. But yeah, like I said, it wasn't like the most electric, and it wasn't the most noteworthy, but in terms of like quality of content, it was a pretty decent show throughout, I thought.
I had good fun with it.
A quick few super chats, probably all AEW related. Kale 20 pesos. I was looking for frogs twisted my thumb. That's about him falling in the river. God bless you. Raw is Clint £2. Where's the Giovanni Vinci? Is there real heat on him? He's in the speed tournament, isn't he? I think. I don't know. I'm not good with WWE speed. Is there real heat on him?
I don't want to be aggravated, so I'm just not going to answer this question.
Kevin, $5. The Mox promo stuff isn't working for me. The angles are great, but in his promos, it just sounds like a dumb guy trying to sound smart to me. I don't know. Ibu kind of touched on that. He didn't say the same thing, but it's kind of like he does have a certain direction for his promos at the moment. Sue Williams, $2. Appreciate it, brother. Darby barking is like me whenever Layla Gray shows up. Come on, man.
In that segment, I will say.
She always does.
Absolutely.
Nothing new. Shout out Spurs, $5. Rouge and Jake will be great for the next 6 weeks before Rouge disappears for a couple of months with no explanation.
Yeah, that's gonna be
we'll have a good time. For a good time, not a long time, Mid takes $4.99. Appreciate it. Chances Max and Danielson capture Cody versus Dustin like a motion, or is that not what they are going for? The Punk pod with Ice Cube's son was very good.
Yeah, Punk's spot with the Ice Cube's son was the best wrestling audio I've heard in a long time. Like because so many new wrestling interviews now are just so like it's so obviously like the wrestler was forced to be there for media purposes, and so they just kind of give their rehearsed answers that they've given like 4 other guys that day. And Punk was kind of just chilling back, telling like real stories about like the business and the industry and the past and like how like producing TV went and all that type of stuff. So like, if you haven't listened to it, it's really, really good. And what was the first thing? The Danielson Mox School to capture Cody Dustin? I hope so. I sure hope so.
Showtime Spurs, $10. Perhaps an unpopular opinion in this circle, but I thought between last Collision and this Dynamite, Mariah is finally finding her footing since All In. I expect the match with Willow to be very good. Yeah, I think the match with Willow will be very good. And to be honest, like for me personally, my issue has mainly been kind of with the focus and the direction since winning the belt. And again, she hasn't for me like been so good that it like overshadows that, and we can be like, oh, she's having a great reign, you know what I mean? But I've never my kind of criticisms of what Mariah's been doing recently have been kind of like more so on the booking side of things. Although I don't think she's exactly been anything like electric or anything like that to kind of offset it. So, Karan, 100 rupees. The Mariah hate feels like an overreaction. It's not been that long since she had the belt. Feels weird to just give up on her at the first dip. I don't think they will. I don't think they will. I wouldn't be mad at Willow winning the title, but like Willow could be beating anybody this weekend for the title, and I'd pop for it, you know, because I'm biased towards Willow. Like I can admit that, you know. But I'm not particularly like calling to drop the belt right now.
For me, it's just my disconnect is just I haven't enjoyed a single thing she's done since the Wembley match, and that's not me trying to feel that way because I thought the storyline with Tony it turned into a pretty good. But the promos were super flat. There's my fire alarm, and the matches have just been like there, you know. And I was in Queens. I saw what the crowd did when her match came on, you know. So I know it's not just me. People just don't particularly care. It hasn't been communicated that she's a superstar, even though that would make her a superstar. And I think part of that is like when you win a championship, you should be facing established top names, and she hasn't really had those types of programs at all. Her belt doesn't feel like she's the belt elevated her. It felt like the belt just kind of went to a mid-carder, which is not what I would like to do, or that's not like how it should be. So I think Willow is going to be there to give her a big win, to be honest with you, rather than her just losing it. The question is, can they get her to where they want to get her? Because I think they expected her to be a bit further along at this point than she is, and I just don't see it or believe it yet in the sense of her coming off like a star away from Tony Storm. Because I feel like the only time she feels big time is when she's involved with Tony. And the goal of this was to make her a star irrespective of Tony.
Yeah.
Generic $6.99 Canadian. Ibu, can you find out the name of the surgeon who fucked up on Bandito's wrist? Just want to talk to him.
Yeah, I might have to find out for myself too, because I think Bandito's one of the best in the world.
Karan, 100 rupees, appreciate it. Ospreay had next world champ vibes 3 months ago, and now there's no push for it really. Don Callis curse.
That's not the Don Callis curse, but I think that's just they've got Ospreay under contract for so long, you don't have to fucking launch him into the world title picture immediately.
And luckily for Will, he's like one of like 3 people in AEW that's foolproof. In that, like, with Will, he kind of has that thing to him, and in this environment where like you can heat him up like with at the snap of a finger, and it'll just work. And a lot of other people would be creatively damaged, and you have to rehabilitate them. Will, thankfully, is where you can't fuck up.
Bro, Will could drop the title on Wrestle Dream and then cut a promo next week saying I'm going for the world title, and people are gonna fucking pop for it. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like other wrestlers, you can't really do that to because that's technically like not booking fundamentals. But Will is just one of those unique situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Showtime Spurs, $5 for all the annoyance I see about Callis. These segments are heated most of the time. Tuesday nights was one of the strongest in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it was good.
I thought it was a good live angle. Yeah.
Slim Reaper 199. If MJF leaves AEW, will it be for more movies or WWE?
Movies.
Okay. What were the highlights for NXT? Because we're not going to go through NXT segment by segment. I won't do that to you, but
I could do it this way. I watched the show, and I thought it was the best 2-hour Shawn Michaels NXT broadcast I'd seen. Because, yeah, I thought it was the inviting nature of the show visually, the fact that everybody seemed like they were having such a good time, and the fact that every match on the show was at least some level of good. Like Randy and Jay was like decent, but like the women's opening trios match was good.
Sick.
Yeah, that was a good match. Tony D'Angelo, Obafemi was very good.
It was, Brian. It was
very dramatic. And I know a lot is made about how lame A-Town Down Under are, and they are lame dorks. But when you wrestle Axiom and Nathan Frazier, like you have to be like all-time awful to have a bad match with them. Nathan Frazier is unbelievable. This guy, his speed is just remarkable. I watch him and I feel the way I did when I was first introduced to like the X Division guys in TNA, where they kind of mind. We're in the era now where everybody can go and everyone can do like cool high spots and stuff, right? But even in this work rate era of wrestling that we're in, he jumps off the page and stands out as somebody who's just remarkably explosive and fast. And Axiom obviously is also really good, but that tag team is just sensational. Their matches are appointment viewing for me. They get 10 minutes on TV, and it's like some of the best TV wrestling you'll see in the week. So I thought they looked awesome. Again, the Obafemi match with Tony D'Angelo was very good, and just in general, I thought this was an inviting, cozy 2 hours of wrestling TV. And I was like slightly higher than consensus on the first week of NXT on TW. Also, I don't have the misfortune of watching with commercials. I watch it on replay. But following the second episode, I thought to myself, am I beginning to enjoy NXT? But then, thankfully, God gave me the answer, because they said next week, Nikita Lyons is returning to face Lola Rice. And I was like, oh. And then they were like, Lexus King versus Oro Mensah. And I was like, no, never mind. Peace out. I'm out of here.
We've had our 2-week run. Like,
we had a 2-week run. I'm going to fuck with y'all later. But I didn't enjoy these 2 weeks. I was told that Paul Levesque's fingerprints were on these first 2 weeks to help them, just to help with the formatting of the live TV, to help with timing it out, to help with working an outside of PC show and that type of stuff. But we're back to full-on Shawn Michaels next week in the Performance Center with all the wacky cast of characters that he has there. So for those of you that are into that, you can enjoy that. But I did think this show was quite fun.
Well, we got the Jey Uso appearance, which was literally just the Jey Uso appearance. Trick Williams is having like he's the new 2-time NXT champion. Wesley interrupts him, so that's going to be his direction.
I like that direction.
And then like Jey Uso just interrupts everyone, comes to the ring, and he just kind of vibes, bro. I have a
confession. I like Jey Uso again.
Good.
I think it's the blue in the Intercontinental Championship. I got to be honest. I'm a superficial piece of shit, and that belt is really, really pretty now that it has the blue in it. And I see him walk out with it, and he's wearing the Miami Vice color scheme with the pink. Like it's like that neon pink with the blue, and he has like the shades and the nice belt. And I'm like, you know what, Jay's good in my book again. So they're doing whoop that tricky, and I'm like, all right, I'll whoop that trick. All right, I'm like, all right, let's whoop that trick. Fuck it. So yeah, it's good. It's hard. It's just hard to like, because I was that guy for most of the year, Charlie, where like Jay's existing and I'm just folding my arms and I'm like, yeet. What? Like yeet. And now he's doing it and I'm like, all right, yeet. The fucking hand motion and shit. I'm like, all right. So yeah, he's fun.
Yeah.
And like we already said, the Jade Bianca Kalani versus what are they called, bro?
Fatal Influence.
Fatal Influence. Very good trio.
I keep going to call them Fatal Attraction, and I don't know why.
A friend of ours calls them the Grizzled Young Veterans.
The Grizzled Young Vets, yeah.
Well, they're better than the real GYV, so.
Well.
But yeah, this was good, bro. It was good.
I mean, you're not wrong. It was very good. I had fun.
We had a couple segments backstage with Randy Orton where he was like he was asking Axiom and Nathan Frazier how fast Javon Evans was.
Yeah. I gotta say, I saw the visual of them three and I said this should be a trio. I've decided. Randy calls up his sons from NXT and they just do all the bumping. His sons. Yeah.
It's just adopted the most the tag team that could not be further from the way that he works.
Exactly.
It would be real.
Don't aggregate this, but when they went back to the curtain, Randy was like, they went to the curtain, and remember Randy's match is after theirs, and he told Nathan like, "Damn, leave some shit for me, kid. Fuck." And like he started like jokingly like chuckling and patting him on his like shoulder or whatever. He's just like, "Damn, bro, like you went out there and did everything."
That's real.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh my god, shows in the chat. Sorry, that's real.
Bro appeared,
Bro
just appeared.
That's godly. That's godly.
He was waiting. we got I guess one of the big lower segments was Roxanne and Cora Jade. They kind of came out and gloated about being friends again and stuff like that, and how they're going to take over the division. And then Julia comes out, and obviously Cora Jade fucked her out of the title, so you know she ain't very happy. And then we get the NXT first debut live appearance for Stephanie Vaquer, Big Pop. And they just looked really cool together, you know. They kind of stood there at the ramp and looked cool and shit, you know. And then they got in the ring, and Cora and Roxanne get out the ring, and Roxanne leaves the title in the ring, and they both kind of grab the belt and have this moment where they look at each other. So maybe Stephanie does beat Roxanne, and we get Stephanie and Julia, or maybe not. I don't know. But
see that.
And seems like they are kind of signaling towards it.
That's what I could see. The question is, in the roadmap, do you stretch that to the beginning of the year, next year? Do you go all the way to Mania weekend with that one? I have, I guess, a mini scoop here. Again, don't aggregate this. If you aggregate this, I will find you and threaten you. I don't know. Stephanie Vaquer will get called up before Julia.
That doesn't surprise
me. That makes sense.
I asked them why, and they were like, that's just what Hunter wants. And I was like, okay. All right.
I don't think Stephanie needed to go to the PC. I mean, Julia technically doesn't either, but like in terms of if you're calling up one, Steph is my choice.
I was gonna say, like, I'm curious what people's theories are, because I asked them and they were just like, that's just what Triple H wants, and I was like, okay. So yeah,
she's a fucking beast. I need Stephanie to EO like immediately.
Oh, that's why are you waving cupcakes in front of me? Like, why are you know you're just holding.
Come on, bro. Control yourself.
My God.
All right. Well, big highlights. Obafemi versus Tony D. Very much over-delivered. Obafemi finally dropped the belt. He has been defeated. He has been dethroned. But yeah, man, good for Tony D. They had a really good match with it. Obviously, the story going into it, you know, I had a fun time with it, you know? Time with it. So hopefully Obafemi is moving on to big things now. To set up a Lola Vice versus Nikita Lyons match. Sorry to hear that. The tag title match with Axiom and Frazier, that was very good with A-Town Down Under. Sexy Red did a performance that was very unfortunate. Ethan Page interrupted it.
I will say they did the ECW waterfall thing of one segment leads to another segment, which leads to an angle, which leads to a match. Because here was Ethan Page being the principal, and he's just kind of like, cease this, you know, this foolishness or whatever. And then he's talking his shit, gets her out the ring. Javon gets him out the ring by beating him up. Then Randy comes out for the match, and a certain somebody. I'll put it to you this way: on the rundown, it was simply just going to be Sexy Red wrestle. I mean, Sexy Red not wrestles, God forbid. But
Jesus,
fuck me. But no, on the format, it said Sexy Red performs. And then it was simply just going to be Javon comes out for his entrance. He high fives her and he waits for Randy. And a certain somebody who happened to be in attendance was like, what if you got some heat on Ego? And then he interrupted that to then lead to Javon getting the rub by beating him up to chase him away to then do the match. So, someone came in and added that little wrinkle in there. So.
And the match itself, it was I had a pretty good time with it. Of course, like the big thing at the end with like the botched RKO, one of the most ambitious RKOs I think he's ever gone for.
I think the best part how funny Randy Orton found it. Like he
didn't give a shit. Javon Evans was shitting himself. You know, you could see him as soon as the match finished. He's coming up. He's like, "I'm sorry." Randy did not give a fuck, bro. The match itself though was quite interesting to me because it was almost like watching someone from like the fucking 50s wrestle someone from like the 2030s. You know, like it was just like this culture clash. like I said, it was big.
The idea of Randy facing this like skinny, flippy kid who's 20 in like a small venue, like he just in his mind it just popped him because he's like, so this is like the Indies, like this is what it's like. This is DPW, huh? Like,
it was. I had a good time with it, you know.
Yeah, it was cool.
Obviously if they would have hit that Arco, it would have been wonderful, but you know, they didn't.
It happens. It was alright.
Yeah, shit does happen, but yeah. Charlie, what did you make of Randy Orton versus Javon Evans? If you managed to catch it, I don't know if you did.
I watched it on the LNG live stream. I did watch it.
God bless.
I thought Javon looked pretty cool. Randy Orton's Randy Orton. The crowd loved it. Like the fact that he did the table spot like 4 different times was very, very funny to me. The ending was unfortunate, but like I said, shit happens. I don't know. I had fun.
Yeah,
good shit, man. I had a good time with it, and obviously it's just cool to see Randy Orton work with someone like Javon Evans. Is so young, bro. Like it's crazy, you know. He's been wrestling longer than Javon's been alive, probably. How long? I think Javon's 19, 20. I think Javon's 19, isn't it? I think he's 19.
I think he's 20 on the dot now. If he was born right after Randy Orton's first WrestleMania debut. Because someone said to me that Javon wasn't born when Randy Orton had his first WrestleMania match. WrestleMania 20, Madison Square Garden, Evolution versus Rock and Sock Connection, 2004, and Javon was born like shortly after.
Ew, that's really gross. Why are these wrestlers so young now?
Are you finally
feel old?
I'm only 23 as well. Like I should not be being made to feel this old watching wrestling.
Welcome to the era of watching wrestlers younger than you on TV. Like it's weird, you know. It's really weird.
They also did like a cool Delta video package, so
they did.
Going to be showing up pretty soon as well. So Halloween Havoc. And speaking of Halloween Havoc, at the very end of the show, there was like a segment with like Ava, Ethan Page, and Wesley backstage, and they were kind of arguing about who should have the next title shot at Trick. Ava said they can have a #1 contenders match, and then she just randomly added Javon Evans to the match as well.
I'll watch that. That should be good. Wesley, Trick, and Ethan. That should be good.
Pretty interesting.
Wesley, Javon, and Ethan.
All right, quick fly through the super chats before we have a quick glance at the AEW Wrestle Dream card. Super Pony 199. How bad does AEW want Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen? Bro, it's just one that if he becomes available or he's even considering free agency, then they're gonna go hard for him. Like, obviously, you know, like, but it's whether that opportunity arises, you know. So I think that's kind of where it is. Bill, what do you think?
Tony Khan thinks Kevin Owens is one of the most influential wrestlers of his generation, and he thinks the world of him as a wrestler. And I'm sure, like with Drew McIntyre, if it's a legitimate possibility that he can come to AEW, Tony will exhaust all resources to make that happen. I think Kevin is probably the last major WWE name that Tony would really go hard to bring in.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think he would go quite hard for AJ as well, to be honest. If he saw like an opening there, you know.
AJ would have a couple $1 million waiting for him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Easy. So yeah, of course they'd love to have Kevin Owens Kevin Steen, because who fucking wouldn't? He's like Tony thinks one of the great wrestlers of this generation. Rockerito 49 peso. Appreciate it. Hangman should retire Dragon. Mox doesn't need it.
Well,
it's a fair suggestion, bro. Suggestion, but
so.
It seems like they've already made the choice, and I don't think Brian's body's holding up, you know, to do like get through a Mox feud and then do a Hangman feud and drop the belt. So,
it's unfortunate.
But I wouldn't complain if his body was up to it, you know. Hush 199. Triple H finally had enough of Liv.
Where did
what are they called? The
Pure Fusion Collective.
Pure Fusion Collective. There you go.
Was this after I said the thing about Stephanie or what?
I think so. Yeah, that does seem to make sense. Jumanji Hunter $2. Javon good enough to win the US title tomorrow.
He's very fun, but the U.S. title will actually be defended by LA Knight against Carmelo Hayes on SmackDown tomorrow. So that's a little scoop if that hasn't been reported yet.
Push 199. Any update on AJ Styles? Is he cooked or is it work?
I went into this extensively on Monday. I think it's a work. I put on my detective cap. I think it's a work, and I think Triple H is starting to lie to the writers. But I guess that worked in a sense because the writers started immediately going to Fightful and all these other issues. Like, no, we're being told it's a legitimate injury. So There you go.
Yeah, I think it's a work too.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I think Triple H didn't want to have AJ challenge for a belt and lose clean, and so he's telling the story that AJ's fucked. And so I think Carmelo Hayes is going to win the United States Championship personally, and I think AJ is going to do the whole like heroes come back. Can I still do this? Can I win it one last time deal? And then he gets it from Melo whenever that's going to be.
Brendan Thomas 199. Did you hear anything about the PC having construction?
It's been redesigned. They tore down the set for NXT, and next week when they get back to the PC, it's gonna have a totally new design apparently. Yeah, a totally new design, new seats added, all that stuff. They claim it's gonna look better than ever. Booker T spoke about it on his podcast, and he was saying, "Yo, it looks off the hook." So we'll see, Booker.
Interesting.
We will. Slim Reaper 35 499. How attainable are young, still ascending WWE talent for AEW? Hypothetically, TK giving a massive bag for Bron Breakker or Roxanne would massively help perception-wise.
I would say there's a near zero chance that they acquire Roxanne Perez anytime soon. Mm-hmm. And as for Bron Breakker, he was raised to not have a WWE or bust mentality. In fact, when he was a child, I was told that he grew up on TNA. And beyond that, yeah, he grew up on TNA. And so Bron is of the mentality, and I got told this like a long time ago. Like this is when he was in NXT 2.0 and the main roster was totally fucked. His mindset was like, well, if this doesn't work, I'll just go to like Japan or something. So I do think it's going to work, thankfully for him. And I do think, he's probably going to be in WWE for the long haul. But he's somebody that if something goes in a way that he doesn't like, he'll absolutely explore options elsewhere. But it doesn't look to be.
Go to Japan anyways. That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, I agree. There was a Russell Votes on the radio said that WWE's looking to do a live show or a taped, a show that's filmed for Japan. And I was like, yo, Bron and Korakuen Hall, Bron and the Budokan. We got the Steiner pedigree, man. His father and his uncle did a lot of great things in Japan.
Indeed.
It was good shoot. Corey Day for $2. Over doing the Claymore now. He's evolving.
I caught that and I did pop. I was like, what the fuck? He did a Claymore. Oh my God.
He's a beast.
He's quite good.
You don't want him flying through the air coming at you. Like, that's not what you need in your life.
I think Alex Hamilton having a bad match at Omafemi was like the signifier that he needs to go to the drawing board and figure out some things.
Indeed.
Because everybody has good matches with Omafemi.
Because he's very good. Matt Hennessy, €2.49. Appreciate it. Did WWE pivot from Andrade to Melo winning the US?
I can't say 100%. I do know that they're still going to do the triple threat.
Velocifactor 199. What do important people in WWE think of Obafemi?
Main roster, main event ceiling.
Oh yeah. Alejandro 01, $2. Do you believe that Takeshita will be winning?
I don't know because AEW change every week. I know that a month ago, the idea was going to be to build around him and Okada leading into the Seed 2. Now he's targeting this championship, and then there's the Fightful report about him getting a big push, and he is going to get a big push. The question is going to be in what direction, and that depends on what side of the bed Tony Khan wakes up in. So we'll see. Either way, he's going to win a championship. It's dependent on which one is it going to be. Is it going to be the International or will it be the Continental? So I think he wins one and leaves the year with it. I don't know which one it's going to be.
Corey Davey, $2. Appreciate it. Ibu, do you think NXT will ever pop a mill?
I think they could have on week one had there not been a vice presidential debate. At this point, probably not unless Cody Rhodes is scheduled to do something on that show, like or a top guy like that.
Get Roman on there, just to do it, just to do it. Like we want a mill, fuck it.
Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns and like Jey Uso or whoever the fuck tagging against.
Hikuleo is going to be on there soon, so you probably
fucking.
I don't know. You know what I mean? Like he's fucking part of the family. Fuck it. But anyway, we're kind of running out of time completely.
Jacob's there to deliver something to Hikuleo or some shit and like whatever the fuck, and like those
All
bloodlines
right.
to watch that.
AEW Wrestle Dream, quick rundown of the card. Ask Ibu and Charlie a quick couple questions, and we're going to bounce out of here. Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley in the main event. Of course, everybody knows AEW World Championship. When Bryan Danielson drops his world title, he will be stepping back from full time, going to get some neck surgery. I think this could be the night. Then we've got AEW International Championship three-way: Will Ospreay, Takeshita, Ricochet. That will be that could be quite nuts. Mariah May versus Willow Nightingale for the women's world title. Mariah's biggest defense so far. Jack Perry versus Katsuyori Shibata for the TNT Championship. Maybe could potentially get a surprise win there. Doubt it though. I don't know. And World Tag Team titles. Private Party taking on the Young Bucks. Mark Briscoe versus Chris Jericho for the ROH World title. Hologram versus Beast Mortos in a random Beast 2 out of 3 falls match.
So rude.
Hell yeah.
Darby Allin versus Brody King.
Dub.
Hangman Adam Page versus Jay White, and Swerve Strickland will be returning in a live segment as well. A pretty good show on paper. It's just kind of, like we've already touched on a few times for the past few weeks, man. So all these big shows AEW have had one after another has affected how much you can invest into the builds into each separate show, and I think that's kind of been a little bit of a problem here because, like I just said, you read out the card, it's a pretty solid card, man. It's a pretty good card, even for AEW standards. Like, it's a good card, but we've already asked you guys what stands out the most to you. But do you have any kind of like hot takes or hot predictions? Anyone that you think might get a win that people aren't expecting, or any, Ibu, have you got any scoops to send us home with?
Yeah. I was told that Mercedes versus Chris Statlander will not be on this show. I was told this will not be on the card. I was told this was never the plan to be on the card. And they were going to do Statlander versus Camille on Saturday. And they opted not to. So this will be a build that they draw out. So my guess would be that this will be something that they set for Full Gear, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's where I trickle in my personal opinion. I have no issue with them delaying Chris Statlander Mercedes. I'm somebody that watches Paul Levesque television, where they will set up something that I think is going to be for a pay-per-view and they save it for the next one. My problem is the nature of Statlander's heel turn was such to where you're thinking, oh, they're fitting it in now and rushing it so that they can get this match for Seattle. That's what I thought. Like, oh, they're rushing to that turn and a pre-tape on a Rampage because they want to get the match in. But they're not doing the match now. They're going to do it probably in a month or so. So if that's the case, then why couldn't you take a couple weeks to do a more logical split of her and Stokely rather than rushing it that way? Why rush it if you're not going to do the match now? But back to scoop mode, that match isn't happening at Wrestle Dream.
Any hot predictions, Ibu? Surprise winners? Any underdogs that you're taking?
I mean, my hot prediction is that Bobby Lashley is going to enter a fucking...
Oh, come on.
But that's not a hot prediction. That's like literally telegraphed and like beyond obvious. So, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, you know what kind of annoyed me? I saw some guy post after Shelton showed up, was like, could this mean Bobby's coming next? No fucking shit, you stupid fuck. What are you talking about? Like, it was like some blue check was like, could this mean Bobby is next? No, bro. It means that fucking Alberto Del Rio is the next guy. Like, what are you doing? No shit. No shit. Hot takes. I don't have any. I think the show will be pretty good, and I wish I'd be able to watch it live, but I have to go to work, so we'll see how that goes. Mark Briscoe will probably drag Jericho to a watchable match, and then I'm gonna come home and say, you should actually check it out, bro. You know, Mark Briscoe did Mark Briscoe things, and because it's Mark, I'm gonna have to watch it because it's Mark, and I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta watch Jericho. But I'm looking forward to the show, and I think, like I said, Ospreay, Takeshita, and Ricochet will have an unbelievable match.
Charlie, you got any hot predictions or any predictions that are out the norm, I guess?
I think that Brody King should win. That is my hot take. If they're already doing this thing with Darby where he lost his title shot and he's doing these maybe I'm not the face of the promotion type shit, I don't know. use it as an opportunity to give Brody King a little bit of a push. Let him do
Gets
something
Darby
cool.
in the game.
Gets Darby
Yeah.
like he do something different with Darby because he does win a lot. Like he doesn't really get he doesn't lose these types of matches on pay-per-views very often. So I don't know. I think it could be something interesting. Losing in front of his home crowd might be the wake-up call he needs to get back on track. And then put him in the Continental Classic. I don't know.
I have a sincere question here because I haven't watched Collision in a couple weeks, outside of the one that I was subjected to in Queens, New York. But what are do the House of Black still exist? Like, what's going on with them?
It's Buddy and Malachi were in the triple threat tag match. I don't know. They just kind of do things sometimes.
You're like, oh,
they still exist. It's not,
but they're on TV tagging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Malachi's looked pretty okay recently as well, to be fair. But
That's not bad.
yeah, it's okay. You know. Anyway, all right. So looking forward to Wrestle Dream.
Yes.
It was a big Tuesday night. As we just went into, we got a couple of super chats and we actually are getting out of here. Matt Hennessy, €2.49. Do you think KO heel turn? Do you think with the KO heel turn he stays with WWE?
That's a great question.
I just think they wanted to do the story with Cody. To be honest,
it's you know what, man. I'm gonna say that's leaning towards yes because WWE when they're gonna cycle you down. The more likely thing would have been KO stays babyface and like Jacob Fatu like writes him off with like a beatdown or something.
Mm-hmm.
This suggests that this is going to be your Survivor Series championship match. And you know what? I don't have a hot take prediction for Wrestle Dream, but I have a hot take prediction for Survivor Series. I think Kevin Owens is going to beat Cody Rhodes and win the championship.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Kevin Owens is winning the title.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll be so there for it.
Yeah, I think he's going to finally do it. He probably drops it in like the Rumble, but I think he gets it done.
I think Randy's the one they do that with. I think Randy's the one they'll do that with. But I like you. I've got the same thinking kind of, but it's just Randy, you know. But, yeah, I do think Cody will drop, you know, kind of like I guess a quote shock. But I've always kind of thought it would be Randy.
The problem is Cody's probably going to lose to Gunther and Saudi, and 2 straight jobs would be a little tricky. And the only reason I'm saying Cody's, yeah, it's very tricky how you do that one, unless you do a down bad thing. And
he's been pinned twice, once. No, he's been pinned once, and Brock made him like pass out or whatever the fuck, didn't he?
Yeah. The only reason I think Gunther's going to beat him is because I got told.
I think Gunther will beat him as well. I think he should as well.
I got told at TV on Monday that Triple H said, quote, Gunther isn't losing to anybody. That was just a quote he said. Make of that what you will.
Matt Hennessy added to his previous question. His slow burn heel turn gives you Drew 2023 vibes.
Yeah.
Hush 199, safe to assume TK told Miro, no, you're staying. Yeah, he told him to go fuck himself. I think
his release request will not be granted.
Not a chance.
Whatever.
It's not good, man. If people want to leave, just let them go. But Tony, it's very predictable. That's why I'm laughing. You know,
Miro's like 40 and he's getting paid $1 million, and he's not being used. It's like, I don't know. What's the point of that? I don't really get that.
Zora Hart, $5. Darby hasn't won a singles match on pay-per-view since 2020 when he beat Cody Rhodes. Jesus.
Really?
It's why I was crashing out when I thought he was going to lose to Bobby. Yeah, I didn't think he should have lost to Bobby. I don't know, actually. No, but now that you say that, it's like, okay.
Maybe he is going to win.
I think beating Brody en route to facing John Moxley for the title at maybe World's End. Or
Revolution, you
know. Weird. I did not think that Darby lost that often on pay-per-view. Got me, I guess.
Do your research, Charlie. Fucking hell.
Clearly, I need to. Jesus. All
right, so we're wrapping up. Yeah, Wrestle Dream is Saturday. SmackDown and Rampage. You know, they're not even doing Collision this week, are they?
They are not.
they're not doing Collision this week. Yeah, so you know the usual schedule for the rest of these shows plus Wrestle Dream. Looking forward to it. I am praying that Brian and Mox they're gonna bring home the bacon. You know, they're gonna do it. You know, there will be tears, there will be blood. You know, it could be beautiful, but
It's gonna be real.
yeah, man. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much for the super chats and just tuning in on this new kind of on this different time that we've jumped on. Shout out Ibu for coming through before he has to go to work.
Thanks, Ibu.
Putting in that Thursday shift, had to drag him off the bench, you know. But it's like sometimes I gotta appreciate Ibu, you know. I was in a tough spot. couldn't get no Hulbert, couldn't get no Anna, couldn't get Rob. Obviously the Hurricanes have fucked over like Marcus. It's like Ibu, I need you, brother. He steps up, you know. So I don't put you over enough, Ibu. And this is one of the rare times that I'll do it, you know.
on one of my no days, my no fly zone days, you know. So do what I had to do.
Exactly.
I was happy to do it. The show was fun, and I was able to talk some AEW with the people and share some information with the people. So I do appreciate it, and I appreciate everybody in the Wrestle Priest audience. Keep supporting, and I got to get the fuck out of here. So
yeah. All right, peace, everyone. Yes.